In the brief, let's say 12-ish hours that this game has been completed for, I think everybody has kind of gone out there and heard what they have wanted to hear, seen what they've wanted to see, and NHL people, media people, they've all said what they've wanted to say. There's nothing more to add to the conversation of what happened yesterday between the Red Wings and the Leafs, but I'm just making this reaction video to go over just how hilarious everything is. Like, this is not going to be a game analysis in depth, we're going to go over every single goal, because yesterday the Leafs beat the Red Wings 10-7 after almost blowing a 7-2 lead that they had at the start of the third. If we went out there and we made a video, or not a video, but like a segment, we analyzed every single goal, if we spend a minute per goal, this video is going to be 20 minutes long. So we're not going to go ahead and do that because, I like to go over the minute-long little time frame that we have every time we talk about goals. But this game was so bad from an on-ice, gameplay point of view. You want to talk about the Red Wings being a team that's just out of the playoff picture, going out there losing a game like this. I don't really care if they lost a game like this. I don't really think you do either. If you're a Red Wings fan, that was a fun game for everybody involved who was watching it. You could see the Red Wings and the smiles in their faces. I don't really know, in my heart, if I felt the Red Wings felt in their hearts that they actually had a chance to win, up until, let's say, maybe Lucas Raymond's hat-trick goal, or not hat-trick goal, they said it was hat-trick on the broadcast, but apparently he didn't get a piece of that other goal, so no, it's only 2 goals and an assist. But the Red Wings became just absolutely brilliant when it came to exploiting bad goaltending in that third period. Now, I'm not going to go out there and make it seem like the Red Wings were perfect either way, because they still had themselves a terrible showcase in net too, but what was that money puck stat that everybody was bringing up yesterday? The fact that this was the worst goaltending performance game we have seen in 11 years since that Winnipeg Flyers game in 2011, something like that. So the Red Wings going out there giving up 10 goals, obviously that's not great. You don't want to see the Red Wings go out there and give up 10 in any night, but if you were in that building, if you were watching this third period and seeing goal after goal after goal after goal, Hronek starting things off 35 seconds in, Carter Rowney, Joe Veleno, Michael Rasmussen, 4 goals in 5 minutes to bring the Wings within 1. Then I could imagine the excitement that was brewing in the building then. You could kind of see the goals that were going in here and the reactions from the players. Obviously, Campbell, Mrazek both had terrible nights. They had goals that were going in them through 5 holes and through their arms. It was a really inconsistent and poor showcase from the Toronto goaltending staff. And you could sort of see the reactions from the Red Wings players. A few of those goals after they went in, they started celebrating and, huddling around each other. You could see their facial expressions huh, that went in, eh? Cool. And then, by the time Lucas Raymond got himself within 1, or got the Red Wings within 1, you could see them super hyped up and celebrating like crazy. Yeah, let's go, we did it. And then the Leafs take a timeout because, of course, when you're up 8-7, you need to go out there and take your timeouts. My goodness, I can't believe that actually happened. Imagine that, eh? Describing that situation to somebody, that the Toronto Maple Leafs winning a game where they scored 8 goals have to take a timeout with 13 minutes left in the third period. And they're forced to take a timeout because the game was 7-2 them, and then all of a sudden it's 8-7 them. My gosh, we're never going to see anything like that again, are we? Never. Never, never, never. Of course, you could talk about Ondrej Kase afterwards, the shorthanded goal where he celebrated like crazy, and then Mitch Marner getting his 4th on the night. By the way, that guy got 6 points, and that's not really what anybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about John Tavares going out there, getting 0 points, and he's a ±0 on a game where his team scores 10 goals. Marner gets 6 points, and people cannot shut up about the goaltending. Let's go over the numbers right here. Thomas Greiss had a 28-minute performance over here where he let in 4 goals on 10 shots, 714 save percentage. Okay, not great. Nedeljkovic, 31 minutes of game time right here. He had a 760 save percentage because he let in 6 goals on 25 shots as well, one of them being shorthanded. Meanwhile, you have Jack Campbell and Petr Mrazek. By the way, Petr Mrazek, man, What a great memory for him in Detroit over here. .750 save percentage for Mrazek. He made himself 6 saves on 8 shots, so he let in 2 goals, and then Jack Campbell let in 5 goals on 25 shots for a .8 save percentage. Now, Campbell is supposed to be like the guy for Toronto, you know? He's supposed to be the Vezina caliber. Okay, maybe he's not supposed to be Vezina caliber, but he was Vezina caliber earlier on in the season. But I'd seen a lot of Leafs fans going out there and saying that ship has sort of sailed. The idea of Campbell going out there and winning the Vezina, it's been about a month-ish, maybe just a little less than a month, where that conversation has slowly started dying out. But after yesterday's game, dude, you saw the goal where he let it in through his arm, the snipes and everything. Not even really like snipes, but just regular shots. This is not going to go well for Jack Campbell if you want to talk about the Vezina voting at this point, because this game yesterday might have just solidified his absence from those conversations by the time the actual voting comes around. So, big RIP to Jack Campbell and his Vezina hopes, but still, this opens up a bigger conversation for the Toronto Maple Leafs when it comes to goaltending, and it's one that a lot of people kind of don't want to acknowledge. Talking about Mrazek, talking about Campbell, and talking about how these guys just are not consistent enough to really be relied upon to win. And not just win, like your regular 3-1 hockey games, your 4-2 hockey games, your 2-0 hockey games, but just be reliable to step up when things get tough. Because the Red Wings were not really giving the best shots out there. They weren't going out there with some grade A quality scoring chances that should have been absolute game changers, and they were stopped by the goaltenders. No, they came in with really casual shots. Veleno scored at like the goal line on the opposite side near the corner. This entire game was hilarious because we saw one of the worst goaltending performances from all 4 goalies at the same time. It's wild that this game occurred on the same night that a 1-0 Pittsburgh shutout of the New York Rangers occurred, and that was like a few hours beforehand. That game was 1-0. Okay, the NHL's a league where it's tough to score. Igor Shesterkin's tough to beat, and the Penguins are a good defensive team. And then all of a sudden, a few hours later, you see this. 10-7? 10-7? Both teams had a touchdown in this game. Either way, though, there are still some pretty great stuff to look at for this overall performance. Lucas Raymond had 3 points on the night, 2 goals and an assist. Rasmussen, Rowney, and Larkin, Ernie, Gagne all had an assist as well. Veleno had 2 points, not to mention the fact that Filip Hronek went out there with a goal and 3 assists, so 4 points for him. Stahl had 2 assists to Kaiser. Funnily enough, had an assist, so good on Danny DeKaiser, DD, for getting points up there. It's not really like he's going out there doing anything else now, isn't it? And Seider had 2 points as well, 2 assists for the big guy. Take a look at this stat right here. With 2 points against the Maple Leafs, Moritz Seider is now on pace for 60 points on the year. 60 would tie the Red Wings' rookie defenseman record set by Nick Lidstrom. So there you go. Moritz Seider, with his 39 points in 53 games played, is on pace to match Nick Lidstrom himself, the perfect human in terms of rookie defenseman point production. You love to see that, eh? Moritz Seider is now in the territory of the greats with this game. Who knew all it took was a 10-7 stomping of the Toronto Maple Leafs to go out there and accomplish that so? Not to mention the fact that Lucas Raymond is still out here doing his thing, and take a look at this stat by the NHL. He recorded his 40th career point in his 53rd game and required the fewest contests to reach the mark amongst rookies to debut with the Red Wings since Lidstrom in 91-92. So both Raymond and Seider going out there and doing something in yesterday's game to put them on par with Lidstrom. Seider, his point production is now matching Lidstrom's 60-point mark, and Raymond getting his 40th point in the fastest amount of time for Red Wings rookies since Lidstrom in 91. So even though the Red Wings went out there and they lost, that was a fun loss. At least for the last 20 minutes it was. It wasn't really all too fun when Marner got a natural hat trick, but I guess we can go out there and refer to this game as a stat-boosting game. Giving Marner his 6 points, giving Hronek his 4 points, giving Raymond and Seider 2 and 3 points, or excuse me, 3 and 2 points. Kind of got my signals crossed there. Auston Matthews had 4 points. Michael Bunting had 5 points. So there you go. Lots of stat boosting going around over here, but all in all, it was a very entertaining hockey game. Talk to me in the comments all your thoughts about this hilarious showcase of goaltending and goals from the Red Wings and the Leafs from February 26, 2022. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.